If you're a law firm owner and you either currently use a newsletter or you're considering using a newsletter to send to your existing clients, your past clients, or maybe referral partners or potential referral partners, I want to talk to you about the secrets that you must know in order to maximize the leverage about using this newsletter. Newsletters can be a very effective tool. The first question is, should I use a newsletter for my practice? It depends. Newsletters have two forms, printed and electronic version. A newsletter is sending content to clients, past clients, referral partners, or future referral partners so that you can build an iron fence around your list, like a moat around a castle, to keep competitors away and to keep your clients from going outside of your service offering to a competitor service offering. So you have a law firm that sells to businesses. Traditionally, this is what it looks like. And they can sell those businesses either the same service over and over again, or they can sell them some sort of additional services because the business has a constant requirement of legal services. So this is an ongoing client relationship where you have annual client values. In that case, I would tell you a newsletter that speaks to that business about what is relevant to them is a very good idea. Then you have law firms that have one-time service providings to clients, typically consumers. They have either a bankruptcy situation, a personal injury, divorce, criminal estate planning situation, and so on and so forth. Some of these have more tail, continued services than others. Most of these are designed to be once and done, get them out of this kind of pickle that they're in and help them move on with their life. They should theoretically never see you again. Maybe you should use a newsletter. We'll come back to it. Third is a law firm that has a service offering that does a single service for their clients, like bankruptcy, family law, personal injury, estate planning, but offers multiple versions of those. So it's a family law firm that also has an estate planning firm that also has a criminal division, also has a personal injury division. What are we trying to accomplish when we are sending newsletters to our clients? We're trying to protect the relationship that we built so that our clients will either A, come back and buy from us at a future date, B, send us referrals to their friends or relatives, or C, if they have another issue that they deal with that is not necessarily the primary practice area, but something else that we offer, they'll remember. And maybe the next step would be, if they haven't already left us a review about the satisfied experience they had, that they then give us a review and or a testimonial down the line. Those are some of the big rocks as to why we would do that. The question is, does a newsletter accomplish that goal? A newsletter can accomplish that goal. A newsletter is us giving them content they'll consume. It's got to be interesting. Many years ago was a big booming business. Now it doesn't seem like it's a big booming business, but you'd be wrong. Many newsletter services, some of which are doing hundreds of millions of dollars, some owners exit for tens of millions of dollars in sale price because they provide very niche content on a subject matter that their audience is willing to consume. And the reason why those newsletters are worth money is because they charge for those newsletters and people pay to be on the newsletter list. So they have a monthly residual revenue. The other type of newsletters is a newsletter that's given away for free. And then once the publisher can prove that their list is consuming the information, they can then sell advertising on that newsletter because they now have the good, active, responsive list that consumes the information in mass. And so they can prove to their advertisers who would sell things to their list that they'd be interested, their target market. Okay. To send a newsletter for the sake of sending a newsletter, just to put something in the mail, may or may not have its desired effect. If you're a consumer firm that only offers a single type of consumer services and most of your clients are one and done, then what are you going to talk to them about? Why would they be continuing to be interested in conversations about bankruptcy? They probably wouldn't. They might be interested in credit rehabilitation, but once their credit is rebuilt, they're probably not interested in that topic either. So there's a shelf life to the interest level that they have in that topic. If they're not interested in it more than 1 month in a row, they're liable to just file it in pile C, which means it's going directly to trash. So we have to decide, what is it that we want to speak about? What is it that they're interested in? Most law firms don't have a single target market. They have multiple target markets. And so they are going to find it very difficult to find a singular hobby-like target that's going to speak to them, which means we have to turn to something that they do every day. The problem is they're probably not interested in those other practice areas until they're actually going through it. And if you need to keep their attention until they're going through it, you need to give them something they're actually interested in. Same problem. You have to give relevant content they might want to consume. Now we have to start thinking about, what does everybody do? If it was me and I was creating a newsletter, I would create it around entertainment. I would make sure we had community events. I'd talk about what's going on in the community. So I'd find a local writer who writes for a local rag and have them write a piece for me or use what they've written. I'd want to talk about sleep and healthy living, and maybe around finances in general. So if I was trying to create a generalist newsletter, I might want to create a newsletter that has multiple different topics that multiple different people would be interested in. Now, if I found that the only thing they were interested in was the handwritten recipes from the ethnic churches, if that's all they want, why waste time with other content? Just put the recipe in an envelope with something about the firm every month. You'd be surprised how many people will use that. What your newsletter looks like depends on what your list wants as the business. That's your job. Yes, I know. You think my job is to be an attorney. No, you're a business owner first, attorney second. If you want your business to grow, figure out what your list wants and then give it to them until you find out that they don't want to consume that anymore. And then you got to give them something else, right? So a newsletter provides you with some level of local celebrity and authorship status. You want to involve your referral partners. Depending on the size of your list, the bigger your leverage to invite other writers from your community to participate, targeting centers of influence who may be referral partners. Whatever it is, having guest authors lifts those people up, and they feel like you're doing them a solid by giving them this positioning. They feel obligated to send referrals. There is a reason for using printed newsletters. You can also use e-newsletters. If I was doing a newsletter, I would want to print it. Most people say, but Richard, that's awful expensive. Should I send 10,000 newsletters out the door every month? That's $40,000 a month, a ridiculous number that will skyrocket my marketing as a percentage of my gross revenues. The answer is probably not. Set a budget for this. The more successful you find your newsletter to be, the more you're going to be willing to invest money into this newsletter. It's difficult to measure an ROI from a newsletter. The way you identify this is, do you see the number of new referral partners go up as a percentage? Do you see the number of referrals go up as a percentage compared to your overall hires? Do you see more people that were existing clients coming to buy new services from you, whether it be other practice areas or within the same practice area? Those are your telltale markers when you start using a newsletter. That's how you got it right. You'll get letters from your followers, and that's how you'll know you're doing things right. If you get crickets, you're probably doing it wrong, which is why just simply setting it and forgetting it and using an agency may not be the best answer. Don't do it blindly. You pay money to have somebody else do it. Nothing against the firms that do this for you, but work with them to improve it. I hope you found this helpful. By all means, feel free to share with us your newsletter. Would love to see it. Love to give you some advice if you're looking for some advice as to how to move it towards mastery. Thanks so much.